Hope you all are doing well. Just a little sound check. Everybody can hear me okay? Throw up a Y. Is it crackly? Good stuff. I'm gonna try not to touch this mic. Market is looking mighty spicy. Not that we're here to predict. Not that we're here to guess where the market is going. But it's non-farm payrolls Friday, first Friday of the month, and we've got some tightly coiled consolidated markets. Tightly coiled. 3-day cycle setups. Day 3. 3-day setups. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Things are, all of them, they're looking decent. Appreciate that yeehaw, Daniel. Love it. Love to see it. We've got news, obviously 8:30. We also have that 10 o'clock later in the session. All right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. I've got my charts up there. Same thing as always. I'm going to start off oil, gold, indexes. And we're going to take a look at the larger view here. Oil, we've got we got the first week of downwards close. This is like a first red week up here from 3 weeks ago. We had 1 week of breakouts. They closed lower. Second week of breakouts, but they didn't close any lower. So now we have the second week of breakouts where they've actually closed outside of the previous week's range. Or they have gone lower, essentially. And then now coming into Friday, we've got one drive out of the opening range, 2 and 3. So 3 days of breakouts to the downside, peak formation high, peak formation low on Thursday, tightly coiled consolidated market on this Friday. So I'm going to be watching and seeing what the news does, the 10 o'clock news. This is oil that likes to move a bit later, so we're going to see. But all I know is we've got multiple weeks of breakouts to the downside, and we have 3 pushes out of the opening range, 3 drives, or 3 days of lower close outside of basically the opening range for the week. So oil is definitely on my list of things to watch. Something to watch for sure. All right. Shaky hello to you as well. Let's go to gold here. I'm going to try not to go too quickly. We do have about 15 minutes to that news, and as you all know, I'm waiting for time to expire. That's it. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit for gold as well. And this was an inside week from 2 weeks ago. They did not trigger previous week's high or low, and they consolidated on the inside. We had 1 week then of lower close, kind of, not really. But the first week of breakouts to the downside here. And then now this week, we've gone lower once again. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, opening range for the week was Monday, breakout pullback. And then now between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're inside of Wednesday, Thursday's high-low. And we're in this tightly wound, coiled consolidation once again. Kind of a similar situation to oil. We're on the inside. And just going to be very patient, wait and watch, see if they go to the outside, low of day, things like that. As far as best trades and my, as you heard me kind of referencing these past few days, jokingly, but also very serious, my pink rabbit sort of setup, the one that I jump out of my chair and love to see. Maybe not, but the levels are very well defined and very clear, so I will be watching this as well. Indexes, NASDAQ and US 30, the Dow Jones. Now, I do like these a bit more. We've got multiple weeks to the downside. Breakouts, breakouts, breakouts. Does that mean that they're going to reverse and continue to go higher? Absolutely not. But we do have last week peak formation low. 1, 2, 3 levels of rise to the beginning of this week. Opening range breaks down Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Peak formation at the low of the current week. Day 1, 3-day cycle. Day 2, 3-day cycle. And then now day 3 of the 3-day cycle over here on this Friday. And I've got my levels. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, high of Wednesday, basically the low of the week. Peak formations at the high and the low of the week. We're just on the inside of that. But I'm going to be watching today, again, tightly coiled for the day to see what kind of sets up. Are they working the high? Are they working the low? 3 levels of rise and fall on the day, things like that. Using the time of day and the levels to find my trade setup. Is this going to go parabolic back through the high of the week? Was this a dump for a pump now back towards the high of the week? Or is this breakout and a pullback for a high of day sell back down through the low of the week? I have no idea. We're going to wait and we're going to be patient and we're going to see, at the times that we need to be watching the indexes, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Of course, if there's an 8:30 first bounce opportunity, would be willing to look for that as well. US 30, I almost think that I kind of like US 30 a bit more than the NASDAQ today. Again, previous week's high, zooming out a little bit, multiple weeks of downwards movement, breakouts, 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 peak formation at the low, and then kind of this dump down into the low of last week. We triggered last week's low, peak formation at the low of this current week. And then now that starts the move back up. And we've got kind of this 1, and then 2, and then maybe 3 back to the high of previous week. That'd be the first time I think that they've triggered. Yeah, that'd be nope, my mistake. That'd be now the second time that they have triggered the high of the previous week. We had the last week doing that for us. There was a high of previous week triggered. Low of previous week triggered, and then, of course, that is now marched back up. As far as trading setups that I would be looking for, again, same exact thing that I've just said for oil, gold, and NASDAQ. We're at the high of the week. We've dumped. Are we now pumping for an expansion back up to the upside? Or are they going to work that high of previous week level, high of day level? 1, 2, and 3 back to the high. We will see. I won't know until 9:30. I won't know until 10 o'clock. 8:30 is going to give us lots of information as well. Regardless of all of those things, out of all of those things that I just said, the levels are very clear. Day 1, 3-day cycle. Day 2, 3-day cycle, inside day. Day 3, 3-day cycle, coiled consolidation at the high of the current week. So we will see. Let's see. Watching oil. Yep. All right, cool. Currency pairs. I had marked off a few things, but looking through them this morning, Wednesday, Thursday, I was really just kind of wanting to focus on the indexes. None of these really jumped out at me. I would say that the US dollar, Japanese yen, some of these euro pair or the yen pairs look halfway decent. Monday opening range. Wednesday, we've gone lower, put in a pin. Thursday, we've worked back down into the low of the current week. And it looks like maybe at the low of the week now, there's a peak formation that's been made after breaking out of Thursday's low and also outside of Wednesday as well, working the low of the week. It does seem that maybe we have kind of a box of lower consolidation here. So I think that some of these yen pairs would not be bad to watch if you're somebody that doesn't like to trade indexes, gold or oil. I would say that the yen pairs would definitely be my best candidates if I was going to be watching those. The levels are very clear. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The box of volume looks good. Okay. Euro, also this lines up pretty much exactly with what I just showed you on the other one. Oh, let me get that other thing up there. If this is your first time in the stream, ladies and gentlemen, this is not meant to be a huge teaching stream. These are meant to be more for my live thought process as I'm going through these trades, as they're building, as I'm watching. Teach a man to fish, he'll fish for a lifetime. So hopefully my thoughts while I'm in the trade and my real-time thinking will help at least one of you. If you want more information about actual, what I'm actually trading here, if you're new here to the stream and maybe it's your first time viewing these, playlist on my channel called Watch and Order for Effective Learning. Also, we have the Discord channel. Everything's free to join. Everything on the Discord's free. You can go there, interact with everybody. Everybody's trading a very similar style or a very similar way. Of course, everyone has their own little nuances, but for the most part, trading this same method of trading. We've got about 5,000 people in that channel now, which is fantastic. Everything's growing. Everyone's learning from one another, which is exactly why I made that community. So it's fantastic. All right, so before I continue on, I need to give you all my little disclaimer here. Nothing said in this stream or on my channel or at any point, I am not a financial advisor. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please read this. That way you know I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything on this channel, everything I have said previously in this stream or going into the future is not advice. It is all for educational purposes only. Good stuff. Let's go back. Get out of there. Was NASDAQ first green day yesterday? It was actually first green day 2 days ago. Oh, no, it was not. That was the Dow Jones. First green day on Wednesday. First green day trade yesterday in the gap time after the session window. But, of course, that was something that I would not be looking to do. But the pattern still remains the same. Lower box, consolidation, closing price, and a rip back up through the high. Peak formation, low of week, first green day. Parabolic trade, following day. Why do I have this marked as... Why do I have this on here? What was this? It's definitely not an inside day. Very well. We'll get rid of that. And was this? Nope. Okay. Let me go back and make sure. That's definitely an inside day. Okay, good. Okay. James, not going to be 100% sure. I've got both scenarios laid out. If this is a breakout pullback template, peak formation low, and he's come up here, start working the high of the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday consolidation, high of day, maybe. However, we do have space to get back to the high of the current week. We have volume trapped down low. We have volume trapped, down low, volume trapped up high. So I'm going to wait and see at the timings what pattern is presenting, what trade setup makes sense. It could be a long trade. Now, would I be willing to take this as a long trade? I'd probably be far less likely, but we'll see. US 30, again, same exact thought process. Are we working the high, or are we going to go vertical through the high and then consolidate? 9:30 opens up, 10 o'clock opens up and reverses. This could be 1, 2, 3 to the high and a reverse. That'd be good for me. Oil, it looks like a short squeeze, but we are in a down moving market. They could pump it back up, go back into consolidation at the high, roll over. It's all about the time of day, 9:30, 10 o'clock, for those things to happen. But the signal, 3 days of breakouts to the downside, peak formation at the low of the current week, that is typically going to be a long opportunity if it presents. Okay. Oh gosh, it is 8:30 and I am still running my silly little mouth. Let's hurry up and grab some things. Boom, boom. That's good. And then gold. All right, beautiful. Make sure my indicator templates are good. Things are ripping. I am not watching. I'm not seeing because I'm still finessing my indicators. There we go. We got all that. Okay, so NASDAQ's going vertical right now on the news. So is US 30. So is gold. US 30, really no reaction. I'm on a 1 hour chart. Let's go down to the 1. Okay, big bar consolidation explosion to the upside. I need to get my other chart up here and get rid of some of these. I got 5,000 windows open. Oh boy. That's what I get for talking for too long. Okay, 7 to 14 minutes after the news, looking for a breakout, some kind of pullback, and coming into the next 15-minute bar. Getting myself logged in here. Oh, that was the wrong password. Yikes. Okay. There we go. Waiting patient. Waiting patient. All right, I'm kosher. We're good. Get my chat up there a bit more so I can see what y'all are talking about, what y'all are saying. There we go. Asimovic, I agree. I do have that feeling as well. Like it might be better just to wait and be patient, sit on my my little pause, and now if I do see an absolutely perfect scenario where I have no doubt in my mind, I say, hey, that is my trade right there. That's the one that I'm supposed to be taking first bounce, whatever. It cannot be any more perfect than that. I would be willing. However, anything less than perfect is going to be a no for me. I've already had a fantastic week this week, and I am not looking to give any of it back at all. Okay. As we sit here and wait for the 7 to 15 minutes, 7 to 14 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we got about 137 in the stream right now. If y'all could just do me a huge favor, I know we're watching the market. Hit the little like button. It really does help the stream. Thank you all very much. That's all I'll say about it for now. I do appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank you all very much. Okay, we're 4 minutes after the news. I'm on my other screen, zooming out a little bit. All right, so on that one big up close candle on the NASDAQ, I don't know if you noticed or realized or saw, that vertical line right there, that was to indicate that there was space to get back up to the high, and we are now trading up to that level, which is good. That is, I think that's the high of the week. So in one candle, 1 minute bar, they basically put us right back at the high of the week. Let's build us a little story here about what is happening on some of these other pairs. There's 8:30's news. Obviously, that's 8:30's news. I don't need to mark that candle off. If I miss that, then I am blind as a bat. Okay, oil poked up through the high. They've gone higher. NASDAQ US 30 is just absolutely ripping to the upside. I did not take any entry. That would be a very aggressive entry for me, and I'm just not usually willing to do that. No big deal. No big deal. Yep, I agree, Shaking. That's why I think that it would be, do I think that's 90-10? Do I think that's a best trade for me? I would say probably not. I would be guessing just based off of direction and not based off of, the pink rabbit, the setups that I'm really truly looking for. So I'm very happy to just wait. I agree. 10 a.m. might be the time. We might get all sorts of crazy manipulation up until that 10 o'clock time. And I would be more than happy to just wait and see what kind of pattern presents. Yep, James, that's a good thought process as well. I want to see them start taking souls, which sounds really cynical, but it's the truth. Let them build a full story that I can see and look at with clarity and say, yep, that's the one. That's the one that's going to go 100, 150, 200 pips. Especially on a Friday after a good week for me, I would not accept anything less. I got all this dog hair on my mic. Keeps touching my face and freaking me out. There we go. Just going to hang out here on the 15-minute chart. We're at the levels. I'm going to sit and wait and watch for a second. Might drop down to the 5. What is DCB? Okay, so we are 5 or 10 minutes after the news. They don't come back, yeah. Yep, exactly. That's the kind of trade that I'm looking for, where they're not coming back. Nathaniel, good stuff. Usually I said this at the beginning of this week as well. Uh, very cautious on Fed weeks, right? The FOMC non-farm payroll weeks historically are the worst for me, and my whole entire thought process on those is just, survive. Just survive the week. Do your best. Don't take risky. I mean, that's always supposed to be the thought process, right? But especially on Fed weeks, it's like, man, if I don't see exactly what I need to see and it's not perfect, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take scalps. I'm not going to do whatever. I'm going to only look for the absolute best trades that I can, because, historically for me, I do kind of junky throughout the week, and then on Friday I get one really great trade, and it's like, man, if I would have just waited till Friday. So this week I did that. I followed the process perfectly and took really great trades Monday and then yesterday on Thursday, and kind of set myself up for now. If there's nothing that presents today in my mind that I believe is perfect, I feel no pressure at all. But if something does present that's perfect, then we will execute to the best of our ability. And once you see that stuff, Tracy, yeah, exactly. Like, once you really master what to look for, the only thing you got to worry about is yourself. And then once you chip away at your own being, your own self, there's nothing, in my opinion, that's going to be able to stop you. This is a skill that nobody can ever take away from you. I think that's probably why I have such a passion for trading. It's like, nobody is ever going to be able to take this from you. Love it. $8:42. We are now 12 minutes after the news. Blue Magic. We're gonna have to start finding more funny names now for these trades, just as a joke. The pink rabbit for me is 3 levels of rise or fall. 3 levels of fall in an up moving market, high of week, or excuse me, low of week, low of day, or just 3 levels of fall in a down moving or an up moving market. Low of day buy. The in a down moving market, 3 levels of rise, high of day sells. Those are like I cannot miss those opportunity kind of trades, or I shouldn't be missing those opportunities. Oh gosh, Baza, I didn't even realize you were talking to somebody in the chat. That's funny. That's what I get for just glancing. I think oil, look at oil. They put in a high of day. They went back up 5, 10, 15 minutes, engulfed 830 to the downside. 1 minute chart looks fairly clean. Now, I'm not going to take this. I've told you all in the past that I don't like taking trades on oil, especially not before 9. Chart setup decent, but I'm just not going to, like I said, I'm going to sit on my hands and wait. Might be worth looking at the yen. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Okay. Very good to see here. I would agree. The yen's definitely maybe something to be watching, but I'm going to, I'll just say that out loud, and then I'm going to go back to my 4. Yeah, there goes oil. I think oil was a good first hour trade, but again, I'm just not a fan of taking trades in that timing. The first hour. Oh gosh. Are we fixed? Are we better? Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for letting me know. Cool. Kel, hello. Gold is pretty on the inside, so I'm going to, again, I'm going to continue to wait. Broke high of day. That breakout is now seemingly failed as of right now. The setup on oil looks pretty decent for anybody that may have taken that. Of course, you're shorting back down into the low of the week and the low of the day, so part of the reason I didn't want to take it. Rogue dog hairs. Yeah. They get me. It could be a good high week trade, if things present a little bit better. However, I would be skeptical that this, on the indexes, we've been in a down moving market. Are we transitioning now to an up moving market? I don't know, but I will say that this peak formation low, 1 level up, 2 levels up, new month, 3 levels up. We traded back up into level 3. Maybe, right? But I just need to see more, a lot more information. Is US 30 the same at? Yes. YM1 exclamation mark is the futures contract version. Good stuff. For I don't know if you're taking that as a scalp or if you're looking to hold or what, but kind of sounds like you're thinking scalp because of the first Green Day thesis. Take a little scalp there, Ferg. Good stuff. Said 832 inside bar. Oh, 838 was an inside bar as well. Marvelous. Yep, we're waiting until at least 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm sitting on my little pause here. Throat. What a name. Morning to you, though. Good morning to you. Waiting mighty patient. Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive sell, Ferg, but I mean, I personally wouldn't have done it, but you know, worked out for you, so. Still gonna wait. Still in the first hour. There's been no setup that presented so far. I'm very inclined to wait till 9:30, 10 o'clock. Oil just did a little 1, 2, 3 on the 1 minute chart and golfed to the downside. Trading back down into the low of the week, low of the day. I also think this was good because peak formation, low of day. You know, we have gone back to the high of the day. There's that second leg of the M. There's the ramp for the vertical move back down. Coiled up like a rattlesnake. Is it hissing at you? We've been talking about jokingly, you know, making names for these little setups and stuff as a joke, not even, you know, certainly not being serious, but I guess we can call that we'll call that the rattlesnake. But I do agree. I think that third hour is going to be my time to wait for. See if we can find one that's not going to come back. I agree. First bounce on gold does look scary. especially because we're so early in the session. At least from, that's my own personal opinion, of course. There's always going to be certain comfort levels for certain people and expectations of trades, but for me personally, that's not something I would be chomping at the bit to take. Agreed, Jamie. If I took that, it would just be because I felt like pressing the button and being in a trade at this point. I don't think that would be a certain guarantee. Yeah, exactly. Wait for that easy money. Watching for that setup where they start taking souls at the high or low of the day and start just absolutely wrecking people in a direction. That'll be the one. Yep. Yep. No, for that, I mean, it was a good read. It was a good read. Like me personally, if I would have taken the trade, I think that waiting for the the 9:30 or the 8:35 engulfment, and then waiting on that next 5-minute bar to form, try and get it on the wick of the bar when they trade back up into the high. That's kind of more of my entry forte, if you will. Turns into a shortened M and also a descending triangle at the high of the day. It's just the wrong time for me. Good little scalp, though. How many 15-minute bars is that back to the high? You can see the engulfment here, and then the 1, 2, 3 down close bar trades back up into the high. News engulfment to the downside. Not bad. But again, in my mind, that would just have been a scalp because I'm trading down into the low of the week and the low of the day. It's a little bit more risky in my opinion, but still not bad. When you come to the computer, do you focus on only... No, I look at the week as well. I look at the weekly template and the opening range and see kind of what weekly template is forming, where the volume's trapped. I've got quite a few videos on my channel now of daily process, daily template. Especially those blue thumbnail videos. If you watch all 3 of them, I kind of walk through my exact daily process that I go through, but seeing the peak formations and seeing the M's and W's and how I trade around those M's and W's and the timing and all that stuff. Okay, 9 o'clock. New hours open. Oil blew off in the direction. Cool. Good stuff. Symmetrical triangle. They're trapping on both sides. That's definitely a coil, though. Yep, 9:30 for sure. 10 o'clock news, third hour. That's what me personally, that's what I'm waiting for. Anything before that, I think I would feel like I'm guessing. I'm going to wait for the full story to present. I'm going to look for the best trade opportunity. I'm not looking for scalps today at all. I'm looking for only the large mover, the one that's going to capitulate or go vertical to one side or the other. If it even presents, it might not present today. Who knows? $15-minute engulfment, pin hammer. It's a fairly large W. Engulfment, pin hammer. Intraday, absolutely. Absolutely. Capitulate is the opposite of parabolic, right? It just capitulates to the downside. Spicy. So a good short trade, just a vertical straight down move. Okay, 9:05. We got 25 minutes to the New York Open. When we get closer to the Open, I'm going to go back to the 15-minute chart. I'm going to check. I don't really need to because I've already got the levels up there, but take a look at the pattern that's formed. 5-minute chart. Make sure there's no M's and W's that I'm accidentally trading back into. Double check thesis. Watch for patterns to form. Things like that. It's time to get caffeinated. I'm going to go grab me a little drink. I'll be back. 30 seconds. Ferg, glass half full. That day job is allowing you to continue to live while you still perfect the process. Always stay positive, man. But I remember that feeling too. When I was a drill instructor and I would tore my throat, they put me in a more laxy-daisy platoon, and I would bring my laptop into work, and I'd sit in the squad bay in between, around 9:30, and basically just lock myself in there. Lock myself in there and watch 9:30s open, trade for an hour, and then put my laptop away. So I remember that feeling. Like, man, I just want to trade. I just want to get better, Don't bother me. It's all God's plan, though. You just got to stay patient. It's His timing, not ours. Keep working. Keep working at it. All right, we've got what is it? A little bit more, like 13 minutes. No, 23 minutes, excuse me. Coffee. Every day is a pump day. Every day is day 3 if you have enough caffeine. Terrible joke. Terrible joke. Sabri, I'm waiting for 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm going to wait when those times start to present to make a decision about what kind of what kind of day it's going to be, what kind of pattern is forming, based off the weekly levels, based off the daily levels, and off my. Well, that's really it. That's all I've got. The levels are there. Indexes are at the high of the week. Oil is currently working the low. Again, third hour. Going to be watching. Okay, gold just did a little 1, 2, 3. Now, here's where my thoughts start to come in. All right, if this is a break-in structure, the higher high, and this is a pullback, right? So they've done a 1, 2, 3. If they're going to start pulling back, are we going to watch them not let these guys out? If I shorted this bar, or if I shorted this bar, or if I'm short anywhere in here, are they going to let those guys out? And definitely, are they going to let this guy out? If I shorted this breakout and then they just punch me in the face, they probably got stopped out. Maybe. You never know. But, are they going to let this box of volume down low out of the market, or are they going to continue to squeeze and then go vertical? That is my thought process right now on gold. NASDAQ, we're at the high of the week. So I'm just going to be watching and waiting for that to see the pattern as it develops. Keith, I love it. I love it. I'm not going to tattle. I promise. I think I looked at UJ earlier. They broke down. I'm on my other screen now, looking. That puts us at the low of the week. They've gone vertical. Okay, oil. Oil, oil, oil. What are we doing? Skip those ads for y'all. I feel like it would be really hard. Like for me, what I did was I would, kind of lock myself in an area where it was quiet and I didn't have to worry about people walking in on me and stuff. But I feel like at most jobs that would probably be really stressful. For like I could see 15 minutes till the foolishness starts. Yeah, we'll see. Um, let's just keep on waiting and watching. Oil is doing some work. They're causing mass chaos and confusion. I like it. I like to see it. I'm here for it. Who is controlling how markets move? I have no idea. Whether it's an algorithm or somebody with a lot more money than us. All I know is that it moves the same way pretty much every time. Same setups show up over and over again. Banks, yeah. Hedge funds, people with millions and billions of dollars. All of those people that can't fill their orders in one place because they've got so much money, they've got to spread load their fills, their orders. So, yep. Whoever's controlling it, they've got a signature. They like to sign the chart. Market makers, yeah. Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. No, no, no. Now, there are, having a review process, and I actually just did this, I think 3 or 4 days ago, where I went back and reviewed every trade that I've taken in the past few months and analyzed, like, what did you do well? What could you have done better? And on what days were you just being ridiculous? There was one day, I think, on gold, I tried to go long at the high of the day. And at the time, I must have seen it in a different light. And going back and reviewing, I was sitting in my chair just like, dude, what were you doing? Honestly, like, what were you doing? Now, it wasn't a bad loss or anything like that. I think it was actually a break-even trade. But still, like, reviewing those trades and thinking, like, man, what did you do well? What could you have done better? So my realization was I'm taking the correct trades. I'm seeing the correct setups. I'm doing all the right things. But my big realization, and the thing that I talked about yesterday on Discord in the live, was I'm identifying these really good parabolic setups, and those are the ones that I'm taking. But then I just close because I feel like that's good enough, instead of capitalizing on those types of days. So that has led me to, hey, this is what you're doing well. This is what you need to do better. Let's improve. So I'm always trying to improve, and I'm really glad to have gone back and analyzed all those trades, because it showed me, like, you've made a good amount of money, but you could have made so much more. So let's just focus on those. Oh, okay. Let's do that. That's not too hard. Gold just engulfed a little M there. 5-minute chart. Yeah, exits has always been the entries I've got. I'm not gonna say unlocked because that sounds kind of arrogant, but my entries are pretty good. Some of them were not sniper entries. I had to take a little bit of heat, but not usually more than 15 pips of heat. That's usually my, like, going back and reviewing. I usually don't take more than 15 pips of heat. Sometimes I'll take 4 or 5 on indexes, gold and oil. But most of my entries are pretty good. But my exits are the ones where I go back and I look at the trades and I think, why did you close here? Why didn't you just hold and lock in certain levels and let it continue to go? Because that was a day 3 parabolic, or that was a 3 levels of rise. It should go back to the low of the day. It should go back to closing price, blah, blah, blah. Those targets were 150 pips away, but you took 50 out of the market and closed. It's a good trade, but I did not execute to the best of my ability. So now I'm at that point of, okay, so if you're identifying those trades and you're identifying that it's going to go to that level because it's that type of trading setup, manage the trade accordingly. Yep, Ferg, and that's another thing that I'm dealing with, is the futures aspect. Is that in Forex I could click, close half. I could take partials at levels and it would not move my average. But now when I take partials, it's going to close my first entry's contract, and it's going to move. It's going to shift my average either up or down, and I don't want that to happen. So that is forcing me now to hold the entire amount through a level or to a level, or for a certain amount of time, which I think has actually been pretty good. I honestly, once I started doing that, I started making a lot more. So I'm good with that. $9.22. We've got 8 minutes to the New York Open. Oil has worked down into the low of the day. U.S. regulations, Dennis. Started to, writing on the wall. I was kind of having to go broker to broker because they stopped accepting U.S. clients, and offshore brokers started to get more and more sketchy. And then MT4, MT5 was removed, and I was like, no, it's over. Like, all the prop firms stopped accepting U.S. clients, all these things. And then once I started doing more research into futures, I realized, number one, the commissions are way lower. The spread is way smaller. If I wanted to get a prop firm account, the cost of a prop firm account was like divide by 5, for the same amount of capital as some of these Forex accounts. So everything about futures to me made sense. So I made the switch, and it's been fairly seamless, if you will. And also, yeah, that's one thing as well, Eric, that I've been researching into as well, is that prop firm accounts, you don't get, when you get payouts, you don't get now, again, we're going to review real quick. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, blah, blah, blah. However, in doing my research, the tax benefits of using a prop firm, there's no capital gains tax. It is counted as income. Hey, whoever that person was asking you for a subscription fee is not me. That is a scammer. All these people trying to use my name. It's ridiculous. Tracy, I went with Top Step. And no, I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. It's just the one that I had chose to go with. Okay, oil worked down into the low of the day. We're at the low of the day. Is it going to go vertical to the downside? Or are we going to work the low? We're also on the inside completely. So, previous day's low. We'll see. Four minutes to the bell. Yep. Let's take a look at the 15. Just take a glance. We'll take a gander. We'll take a stare. That's what oil looks like. That's what NASDAQ looks like. No down closed bars, no engulfments. US 30 does have a bit of an engulfment down. So if they start marching back up 30 to 45 minutes to the high, maybe. Just maybe. Gold. Interesting. Okay, I've taken a look. Let's go back to the 5. We got 3 minutes. I'm hydrated. I'm going to come back 30 seconds. I'm back. I'm looking. I'm watching. I'm waiting. Gold looks spicy. Indexes look spicy. Oil, not really sure. View your trade. Heck yeah. Love to hear it. I mean, that's how I found this style of trading as well, not through ICT, but through BTMM. I was searching market maker templates, market maker patterns, and Stacey stuff popped up. And then that was it. I mean, that's all I've ever done. I've never gone and tried to switch from there. Never wanted to, never felt like I should. This style of trading is really all you need. And I never resonated with what ICT was saying, if I'm being honest. I just, certainly nothing against him. I know if I say anything bad, I'm going to get obliterated by his following, so I'm just going to not say anything. But I've just never resonated with what he was saying. Yep, Al Brooks is really good. Maybe not for strategy purposes, but kind of showing how the market moves in threes. He talks a lot about how the market moves in threes, three pushes. I've got a few of his books, Al Brooks. Yep, there's the bell. All right, let's get 9:30 marked off. Let's continue to watch this pattern here. 9:30. Look at that. 9:25 just prior to 9:30. Engulfment back up to the upside. Trading back up into the high now. Same thing with NASDAQ. We're coiling, trailing higher. Spike the low, rise. Spike the low. Don't let out the shorts. Rise. Gold is going vertical to the downside. Yep, gold or oil is about to trigger previous day's low at the low of the week. Shakeout. Me personally, even if it goes vertical another 5 bajillion pips to the upside, that's not a trade setup that I'd be willing to take. At least that's me personally. Um, that is one I am not comfortable with. I am watching NASDAQ and US 30 though. Did a cam and closed. Yeah, man, that's not what something I want people to say about me. We're gonna have to fix that soon. My Baza. It's all right though. I get it. I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, right? You see your P&L get so big, and you're just like, I mean, that's enough for me for the entire month. Do I really need to keep going? That's like your initial feeling, but then you got to remember, like, this is trading. You know, it's not about the money. It's about taking the best trade possible. And if that best trade possible means it goes 200 pips because that's where the trade says it's supposed to go, your P&L should be irrelevant. And that is embedded in my brain now. And I need to just, always trying to improve, always trying to get better. Oh, yeah. Goodbye, gold. See you later. Of course, Baza. Good stuff. Um, Tracy, well, so on with personal funds, you have to pay short-term capital gains, which is typically going to be much higher than income tax. Um, so with prop firms, you don't have to pay short-term capital gains. When you get paid out, it's counted as income. At least from what I've been reading, might save me a bit of money on taxes. Okay, that 5-minute bar just closed higher than the previous. Oh. All right, I'm waiting for this 15-minute bar to close. This just looks not like a reversal. This looks more like a parabolic long. So I'm being very, very cautious. I'm being very careful about building an assumption. I don't want to assume. I want to wait for them to engulf to the downside, trade back up into the high, lock it in. Anything less than that is a no-go for me. Make sure I keep watching oil as well. Sure thing, Blue. I am looking for perfection on this nice little Friday. I'm not going into the weekend with nonsense. I will tell you, I'm feeling a lot better about just waiting for 10 o'clock now. Because even though gold dropped on the 9:30 open, is that a setup that I would really be willing to take? Probably not, So this is showing really good evidence of them trapping shorts in this consolidation at this point in time. This looks very squeeze-like. And when you think about levels of rise and fall and consolidations, their little trend line here, and they broke it, got people to start shorting, and then they just went right back into consolidation, trading back up into the high. If they blow off through the high, this could develop into something that I don't want to be a part of, a reversal. If this could just keep going long all day long. And I tell you, they are not going to squeeze me. They're not going to make me feel good about pressing the button. It's just not going to happen unless it's perfect. Yeah, that up, down, up. This originally, it was looking like it was going to be a down close bar. Of course, we've still got four minutes to this 15-minute bar close, but that M that was developing is no longer developing, so that might be the trap. Oh, they came down. They didn't quite get there. Just a little gap to get down. Is it working the high though, Livy, or is it about to blow off? Now we are pretty far outside of the previous day's range. I think we just triggered the high of the week. This is the high of the week. So let's just keep watching and waiting. What news is it? It's okay, whatever. Yep, ISM. Gazo, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you all have big plans for the weekend, too. All right, guys, get that out of your brain. Every trade's a new trade. Reset, go outside, do some jumping jacks or something. And if nothing else presents for the day, don't spiral. You can make it back so easily on the right setup. Not advice, education. Been there, done that. Yeah, look at this. They are dragging people. No evidence whatsoever of a down moving market. Zero zip nada. The only thing that's showing me is haha, we got you, haha, we got you, haha, we got you. Let's blow out their accounts. New 15-minute bar. And 15 minutes of the news. And when you really, if you let one day define your entire trading week, that's where you start getting in trouble because, if you go back and look and think, okay, I spiraled on that day, I spiraled on that day, I spiraled on that day. If I just removed those spirals and made those losses smaller, where would I actually be? And coming to that realization makes your slowly chip away at your mindset of I would actually be where I want to be if I was just able to make those losses smaller. If I didn't lose emotional control in those days, where would my account be? I'm certainly not, attacking you, Gazo, by any means, but definitely for everybody, because that's usually the common problem with a lot of people is, they do really well and then maybe a little bit overconfident and then they start to spiral and then they reset and they come back and they do well and that's like a repeating cycle. But you gotta break that trend, break that cycle. You got to get your account on the breakout pullback trend. Breakout pullback continuation. Breakout pullback parabolic move to the upside. You definitely don't want you don't want 3 pushes into the high and a reversal trade on your account P&L. Yep. Livia, I like to see that. That's nice. That's my morning process every day. Get outside, have a chat with God, read the Bible. Spend some time off the chart and then come to it. Not that I think that's helping my trading. That's my my morning process. Spicy, there's nothing new under the sun. It's three pushes, the market moving in threes. You can go back and look at Wyckoff, Elliott Wave. Like, the market's been moving in threes. Let's see, 3-day cycle, George Douglas Taylor, back in the 40s and 50s. Classical charting's been around since early 1900s. Reading tape, been around since early 1900s. All of that stuff. There's nothing new. Everything is just regurgitated in a different way. Ten minutes of the news. I'm on the 5. Let's check the 15. No engulfment to the downside. No reason to trade a reversal. Did not trigger previous day's low. Not seeing a setup on this either as of right this second. All we have is a breakout to the downside. They've hit the high of the day. They've hit the low of the day. But we're still inside previous day's range. Which is fine, but keeping that in the back of my brain. Gold has triggered the previous day's low. Are we at the low of the week? Yeah. Not to say that they can't go lower. We got an inside bar coming into the news on the 15. Inside bar coming into the news. This is not an inside bar. They've gone higher. Oil inside bar coming into the news, unless they, of course, that changes in the next 9 minutes. Not that I'm sitting here like looking at inside bars and taking trades based off that, but it's definitely information of sorts. NASDAQ, big ascending triangle, vertical breakout to the upside. If you look at the 1 minute chart, NASDAQ. There's an engulfment at 940. 50 pips. But that's not a trade setup that I'm willing to take. That is not my pink rabbit, if you will. Yeah, Kurt, I do not like using limit orders. I've never really used limit orders. Um, I only ever use market executions and buy and sell stops, and that's it. Yeah, Livy, that's kind of what I'm feeling too. That's the vibe that it's giving to me, is that they are continuing to trap shorts and moving higher. Um, I'm on a 5-minute chart right now. Traded back down into the low. Engulfed to the upside. Traded back down into the low. Went higher. Engulfment to the upside. Still trapping shorts. They're ascending the close of down close candles. Same thing in the NASDAQ. Ascending the close of down close candles. I think that's nearly a double inside bar. Ascending the close of down close candles and going higher. They're trapping shorts still up. There's no reason for me to try and look for a reversal. Now, I'm not looking to take the long either, because that's not a trade setup that I take. But that information alone is going to keep me from making irrational, silly decisions for no reason. Five minutes to the news. Yeah, it was on the 1-minute chart for on NASDAQ. There's like a little double inside bar. Almost. It's kind of a double inside. There's like this bar here, and then that bar's an inside bar. And then that bar just barely tapped into the low, but it's still all of these bars, all three of these traded on the inside of this previous bar here. And then it broke out. It's like down, up, down, engulfment to the upside. Work the low. Rise. Three minutes to the news. I've been sitting on my hands so much that they're blue at this point. And that's all right. They can fall asleep and just fall off at this point. I don't care. I'm not taking anything unless it's perfect. Yeah, Moody, but that's one of those things. Like, yeah, it went up, but is that a trade setup that I regularly take? Is that my pink rabbit? Is that my go-to? Do I feel safe doing that? No. And that's just me perfect. Personally, if that's something that you have identified as like, this is a setup that I regularly take on this type of day, then that's awesome. Heck yeah. Good trade, And also my metrics show that my long trades are usually the not as good ones. So, um, you know, 1 minute to the news. Let's take a look at the 15 one more time, just to make me feel nice. Okay, US 30 inside bar, 15-minute chart, inside bar gold coming into the news, inside bar oil coming into the gold or into the news, excuse me. Oh, that was dirty. Gold 1 minute chart did an M engulfment right as the news opened and went vertical. Dirty, dirty. Dirty, dirty. Taking souls. One FOMO trade at a time. Little 1, 2, 3 to the high. Boy, I've got about 7,000 lines on my chart right now. Yeah, that ain't gonna help. All of this. Yep, I can see it. The consolidated volume, that's good. I don't need to have all those up there anymore. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it at the high of this 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to watch. High of the 1, 2, 3. Maybe this M. I'm going to watch. Gold just traded back up into 930. Low of day, low of week. Peak formation high, peak formation low. Going to wait and watch. Oil. Again, I've got way too many lines, but this is... I'd be buying into a down move. Let's see. They didn't take out previous day's low either. Nope, don't let it give you anxiety. That's let it tell you a story about what's happening. Who's getting punished? Who did they just, figuratively slap? Is this a stop hunt or is this collected ramping volume up into the high? 1, 2, 3. Let's whole story. Let's get it. Are they going to trap all these people at the high of the day, high of the week? Or is this stop hunt going into the higher level longs? If I longed anywhere here, I'm at break even waiting. Are they just hitting my stops before continuing to go higher? I'm not going to look for them to go higher, but I am going to look to see if they trapped everybody at the high of the week. My dog just yawned so loud. It sounded like a cow. right, 4 minutes into the news. Yep. Indices, I see that 1, 2, 3 push pattern. 3 push pattern. 1, 2, 3 push pattern. What am I saying? They engulfed it to the downside, which is good. I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute bar to close and kind of see where we're at. Nathaniel, yes, news just happened at 10 o'clock. We're 7 minutes into the bar. Into the 15-minute bar, excuse me. Seven minutes into a 15-minute bar. You as well, Ferg. You as well. appreciate that, Ferg. I really do. I'm aggressively watching NASDAQ, and I'm watching both the indexes right now. Spicy, not yet. Shaky, I could be wrong, but I'm waiting for them to manipulate that consolidation, that downward sloping consolidation. I'm waiting for them to essentially punch everybody that's short early. Unless this is the sideways coiled consolidation before the vertical move, and then I might be in a bit late, but that's okay if that's the case. I'd rather miss a move than get in too early and they come back and punch me in the face. Yep, I'm watching DJ as well. Nicolo, they broke down this engulfment to the downside. I'm waiting for them to work the high. Breakout may have failed. We've gone sideways. I just don't want to get in before if they pin up into me. That's, I'm not really willing to take that heat because of how much the market is moving right now. That'd be 25 pips plus of heat. And if I'm wrong about that and they just go vertical, then I've missed the trade. Oh well, I guess it's really no big deal. I'd rather be patient and miss the trade than just get in off of a FOMO and get slapped in the face coming into a Friday. Nav, I just keep telling myself to wait a few more minutes. Worst thing that happens is I get in a little bit late. Best thing that happens is they actually pump back up into the high, manipulate everybody, and then give me a second sell signal. But I've been punched in the face enough times to know that it hurts way more than to FOMO in and get stopped out of a winning trade for no reason. So as far as TR maybe, but I'm just waiting to see if they run it back up one more time. We might have people trapped in the 1, 2, 3, see if they run it back up a little bit. We have a downwards facing channel, and a lot of times when I have a downwards facing channel in the 1 minute chart, I like to see them capitulate down, come out of the channel to the upside, 3 pushes, and give me a secondary sell signal. Yep. Any of you that have done my webinar with me, you've seen this exact channel on there. I like to see them come out to the top first, and then I'll look for the short. There's the channel. Tightly wound, tightly coiled, tightly consolidated. Please short, please short, please short. Stop hunt back to the high. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm waiting for. 3 push pattern back into the high. 15, 30 minutes. Breaks down. That's what I want. Yeah, Tracy, I'm not on micros. I know you are. Oh gosh, I just hit my mic. I know that you are, and that's good. But me, I've never traded a micro before. So that 25 pips of heat on this account size is not really what I want. Is my mic still okay, everybody? Or is it crackling? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Boy, I've got some lines on my chart again. It's okay. It's not too bad. I don't know what this line was for. I'm deleting it. think US 30 might have been the weaker of the two. This is where the FOMO starts to hurt right here. If they just fall out of this channel and go, I'm not chasing. If it just runs, then I'll see you later. But 1022. I'm not getting caught at the bottom of this consolidation. I'll tell you that for free. That's a joke. Not a very good one. But I'm just not doing it. I've seen this before. It looks really good. I start to feel that FOMO kick in. You start feeling like, oh, it's just going to trickle out of the bottom of the channel. I get in. They hit it one more time to the back of the channel. And at this point, that would be 58 pips back up. It's too risky for me. Shake, you have a good day. You have a good weekend. Yep, new 30-minute candle, new 15-minute bar. They have a creeping trend their way all the way back down to where this news started, and I don't know, not for whatever reason feeling like that's my opportunity. Spicy, oh my gosh, please don't. I'm still watching oil too, by the way. Yeah, that's the movie. That's what I was just saying. Is the reason I'm watching it. It's they've really creeped it down into the low. All right, there goes Nasdaq back to the high. That's why. Oh man, I feel really good about not taking that short. Nice. Okay. Spicy, I really hope you're kidding, but I do appreciate the humor. Okay, we've got 15 minutes back up. which means we've got about 30 minutes to, so 11 o'clock might be the time, which is outside of the timing window, but I'm going to stick around and see. Oil, I'm waiting for 15-minute engulfment of a W. If that 15-minute bar engulfs this W, I'm going to wait for them to work back down into the low. See if there's a coil sideways coil consolidation and see if what happens from there. Still watching the NASDAQ. Ooh, oil did not engulf to the upside. That is not an M or a W, excuse me. being incredibly patient. I think the trade setup is forming, but I don't think it's there. It's not ready. I still kind of want to see them pump it back up into the high. 15 minutes up. 30 minutes back up. 45 minutes back up. Yeah, it's still just giving me the we're still trapping shorts feeling. Like it just doesn't feel like it's ready to go down. They've got people shorting into the low of a consolidation. It's just it doesn't feel like it's done its work up high yet, you know. Or let's be real, it's Friday. They could just run this into the close to the upside, and we're sitting here trying to figure out a reason to go short, and that's not what we're trying to do at all. We are at the high of the week. We have triggered levels. We're at levels. We're almost 45 minutes into an hour. All that's good. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not just going to click the button because we're up high. Like I said, I want to see them claim some souls. I want to see them pump it back up into the high, get people to go short early. Ha ha, just kidding. We're going to stop you out. Let's get them go short again. Nope, just kidding. Ha ha, mass confusion, chaos, fog of war, confuse people, make them start questioning everything. And then once all of that is completed, don't let these guys out. And then rip to the downside, start letting all the longs back into the market, or all the shorts into the market, let them all start getting back into profit. And that would make me feel good about, all right, we've claimed souls at the high of the week and high of day. We've got people caught trading back up into the high. We've got people trying to go short early. Like all of those things would make me feel good. Whereas right now, I just keep seeing evidence of them trapping shorts. That's it. That's all I can see right now. Peak formation high, peak formation low. Still not letting the shorts out. Still trapping shorts. Stuart. Every single time, too. We get to the end of the session. Come back and I look around 1 o'clock, and as soon as I get off the screen, 11 o'clock. So I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to take a trade just to take a trade. But that being said, it could be a late session mover. So I'm going to sit here. I'm just going to keep being as patient as I have been this entire time. And if I don't take a trade today, and I've sat here for 3 hours waiting, then I sat here for 3 hours waiting. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? That was a good read. That was a really good read. Look at this. Close. They started to come down lower, and then it pulled right back up. Triggered in shorts. If you FOMO'd in on this bar, it closed higher. Still not letting out the shorts. Gold's over here playing peekaboo. Dance. I want to see them let the shorts into profit. We're 45 minutes into an hour, and they pumped it up once and twice. That guy's still hooked. That guy's still hooked. That guy's still hooked. That guy's still hooked. If I traded long at the high of the day at any point up here, I'm still in profit. Or I'm still in drawdown, excuse me. They're trading back up into the high. I don't really want to see them go any higher. I just want to see them 45 minutes into an hour have traded back up into the high and then start letting those shorts out. Oil is pretty much, I'm not even watching oil anymore. I'm still watching gold. I'm liking NASDAQ still-ish until it continues to prove me wrong. So be it. Still no trades on the books for today. Just waiting. And the last thing I want to do is sit here for 3 hours waiting patiently, jump the gun a little bit too early, and get punched in the face for absolutely no reason. Look at that EMA. Breakout pullback. They've been resting on top of it. Look at that. Down close bar. Down close bar that ascended. Still trapping shorts. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, peak formation high, trades back down into the low. They've gone lower, but they did not close lower. Down bar up there, up close bar 15, 30, 45 into the low. $15, $30, $45 into the high. We are hunting wabbits. New hour's about to open up soon. Guys, you have a good weekend as well. New hours open. They creeped it down into the low. So I was short on that, and they started to. I was watching the creep down, and it didn't feel right. They were shorting me into a consolidation. I got out. It should have cracked. It should have snapped and broke. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they are shorting people down into the bottom of a range. I'm going to call it a day. Took a little bit of a loss there. No big deal. We're still good. No biggie. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your day. I tried shorting this down, and they just keep popping back up against me, and I'm not going to sit here and get chipped out. You have a great rest of your day. You have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.